This is Derek with Odd Brothers Cider, and I'm getting drunk with buds.
Welcome everybody to Drunk with Buds, a show about trying new beers with some friends and having discussions you normally have at a bar. As always, we get our beer information from the Untapped app. That's UNTAPPD, and you can now follow the show there at Drunk with Buds. And that banger of a theme song is by Lost Like Lions out of Buffalo, New York.
Welcome, I'm your host, the one and only Honer, and the legendary co-host, Bruce the Beer Bandit.
Hey.
Are back at it again, diving deep into the world of craft beverages. Joining the Bedardian crew is the fantastic Derek from Odd Brothers Cider.
Hello, glad to be on.
A true innovator in the cider scene. Prepare your palates as these three amigos embark on a tasting journey. Sampling not one, not two, but four distinct and delicious cider straight from the orchards of Odd Brothers. Whether you're a seasoned cider aficionado or just cider curious, grab your favorite beverage and join me, Honer, Bruce, and Derek for a fun-filled exploration of all things cider on this episode of Drunk with Buds.
Drunk with Buds! All right, let's get into the first one. Let's crack it open. Limited release, it says. First thing that grabs me on this can is a Garbage Pail Kid card right here in the front here. Key Lime Kyle. Meet Key Lime Kyle. He's usually such a sweet boy, but you don't want to find yourself on his sour side. Just be cool, and we'll get all along a piece of that pie. Be you, be odd. That's what it says here. We got Odd Brothers. It's 6.5% ABV. No listed check-ins from our friends, but 180 other people have done it for an average score of 3.84. Odd Brothers Craft Cidery is out of Homer, Michigan. It should be sour key limes combined with creamy milk sugars and a graham cracker for a slice of key lime pie in every glass. It should taste lime, tart, sweet, smooth, and appley. What does everybody think?
I definitely get the graham crackers all up in there.
All right. It smells like apples.
That one's good.
I get the graham crackers too on the back end. It's got a very light mouthfeel. Slightly dry, but not too dry. It's my perfect amount of dry.
I feel like the graham crackers are the one that's kind of make me feel like it's a Garbage Pail Kid.
Okay, explain.
Like it's throwing it off for me. Like I'm loving the flavors, but of course I don't like the graham cracker spices and stuff in my beers. But it's actually, it doesn't hurt it as much as I would expect. But to me, it makes me feel like that picture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It makes it messy to me.
Messy. I think it tastes like a piece of pie because you got graham cracker crust on it. So
yeah, you would.
Yeah. You want to tell us any your guys' thoughts on making this one? How did the process come about?
I argued with my brother quite a bit on this one. This is one of our very early ones. Back in 2019 when we started, we basically threw some kegs in the back of a truck and a jockey box, and with some special licensing, started selling at the Ypsi Farmers Market down here in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And this was one that we sold howlers and growlers of out of the back of the truck. But yeah, I argued with my brother on it. I thought adding lactose, it was a little more beery with that. And then we made it up, and it became our top selling cider at the farmers market. So I shut my mouth, and obviously we've got that one is a piece of art that we do with Benny Core. He does a handful of our things. We use a lot of different artists. Benny's one we always go back to. He's our age. He gets it. He gets that weird vibe. He loves the 80s and 90s stuff. And Garbage Pail Kids was perfect. So yeah, that one is only available in our variety packs anymore. It's one we didn't release once we started getting bigger in distribution, we didn't release. We kind of kept that as an ace up our sleeve. We knew we wanted to put it in our variety pack, and it's quite an expensive cider to make, which is why it's kind of an expensive cider
So
in general. But
when you said you were fighting your brother about it, is that because you weren't a fan of it, or?
I didn't. At the time, I was a little bit more of a. We called ourselves Odd Brothers, so we could make some weird stuff and kind of hide behind that. That was our goal. And I was thinking the lactose sugars in the body it would add. I just thought it sounded. I didn't think it would turn out as well as it did, I guess. That was pretty early in our playing days, though.
You were thinking less is more might be the ticket, and he was like, "No, let's play around with it a little bit more."
Yeah, I didn't think it would. Back then we didn't make quite as many weird ones. We stayed a little bit drier. We stayed a little more cider purist. My brother kind of forced me to stay out of that and get a little more weird with it. So yeah, we made up some small batches, and once we found the right ingredients, it turned out really well.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm tasting so far. We'll see if it can hold up. We're going to move into our first segment. We're going to do pub talk. Here we go. It's time for pub talk. We're going to be hitting what our passions and stuff of our guests. And one of them is nostalgia. Yeah. Pop culture and movies and music and TV of the 80s and 90s and 2000s. My friend Derek here in Homer, Michigan, you can see it all over his brewery, or cidery. The distinct nostalgia kick into your things. Well, what? You guys just big geeks of that time about that kind of stuff? Like, tell us about your nostalgia love.
Yeah, we're kind of nerd. Honestly, everything we've done with our labels and our art, it's been pretty self-gratifying. Usually, we're trying to make each other laugh. The Garbage Pail Kids was a clear indication of that. Yeah, it's usually kind of an inside joke that we hope other people like, and turns out other people do get it. So
did you used to trade on or collect the Garbage Pail Kids cards?
I did. I not a ton of them. I was the one who kept them quiet because they get taken away from me on the playground.
Yeah. Or like those people who because they were like kind of stickers too, so like you could like pull them off and then you ruined the card like when you
right.
So that made it even more rare as a collector later on because, people were using them as stickers more than they were cards sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Was there any other like things that you collected back then? I used to collect those little muscle men, those little pink little muscle men. They had different like poses and jobs and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
I had pretty much every Ninja Turtle action figure from the late 80s through the early 90s. So,
Which turtle, who was your favorite turtle? That just says a lot about you.
Well, yeah, I was a Michelangelo guy. I like the weird guy.
Okay. You like Mike? I was a Leo. I was a Leo guy. I used
to be Leo, and then I grew up and I started liking, I think it's Donatello.
You're the tech guy, huh?
He's the tech guy, and I became more of a tech guy, and I'm like, I like that better.
Yeah. Now, I used to watch those a little bit. I used to watch them a little bit, but I was on the back end of that. I was a little bit. I aged out of it a little bit at one point. But I did have. I don't have it anymore, but I did have the original comic when they didn't even have different colors. They were all the same color bandanas and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then
so you didn't know who it was.
Well, it was the way they talked, and they're not identical in shape. I mean, they're all turtles. Are you a turtle racist? You think they all look the same?
I didn't say nothing about them.
But
species, whatever.
Species. And then in the original writers and stuff. I don't know if you guys know this, but like the ooze, so to speak, that made the turtles what they are, is the same ooze that splashed into Daredevil's eyes. And then that went into the sewers, and that's what made the turtles.
Dang.
So
Okay.
I didn't
a
know if
deep
you guys
cut.
know that deep cuts on that, but that's what Eastman, they came up with their story. They couldn't really come out and just say it because they weren't writing for Marvel, right? Like, but that's essentially what they've said in interviews and saying that that's what the same ooze is.
Okay. I did not know that.
That's wild. Yeah, I was gonna say when you were talking about Garbage Pail Kids, my freaking wife loves that movie,
Oh,
and she tried to show me it, and I'm like, this sucks so much ass. Like, don't ever show me this again.
not a good movie.
Garbage Pail Kids movie?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Well,
Yeah, it's trash. It's garbage.
Don't go see it. You'll ruin your opinion about the Garbage Pail.
She
Kids.
loved it. It was that movie and then Howard the Duck. She liked both of those movies, and I'm like, these both suck.
I don't like Howard the Duck either.
But then she showed me, was it Shop of Horrors, whatever it's called.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. And
Okay,
I was like, okay, you finally got one that I actually like. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
That was at least a play first.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that either. Deep cut again. But yeah, I love that movie. She put it on, and I did not know it was gonna be like that. Very fucking odd.
That's kind of like the plant is kind of like Slimer, from the Ghostbusters. Just give me all this food. As long as you keep him fed, he's still good.
I heard somewhere that the theory of how he became big and everything was his ooze came out and it just like splattered through the sewers and it created these turtles.
I didn't know where you were going. Nope, I don't think that's true.
It was the plant ooze.
Plant ooze. Is there any other big franchises from the 80s and 90s that you and your brother really loved?
Man, I mean, if you're talking cartoons, I can't. Was it called? Now I'm gonna kill myself. It was a Saturday morning cartoon that had Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson. I don't want to say it was called the All Stars. What was it called?
Wow, I only vaguely remember something like that. At first, I thought you were talking about like the Roddy Piper Hulk Hogan cartoon.
No, but yeah, WWF. We had our stint in the WWF. We're probably a little too old, but the late '90s. Yeah.
No, I'm a big
Pro Stars. That was
Pro Stars.
Is that what it's called? Pro Stars.
It says Jordan, Gretzky, Jackson,
and Kareem. Was it Kareem Abdul?
Probably. It just says those 3 names.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks looks like a bunch of all stars.
It's the only cartoon I can remember thinking besides American Gladiators, which wasn't a cartoon, but American Gladiators that was like Saturday morning was made for that cartoon and American Gladiators.
Just seeing like all the little scrawny motherfuckers get tossed by these big dudes, like what the hell? It's crazy. I used to catch. I don't think I was born during that time that it was around, but I saw reruns. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. And I think they tried to bring it back once, didn't they?
What, the Pro Stars?
No, fuck Pro Stars. Nobody knows Pro Stars, bro. We're talking about the real American game.
Oh, Gladiators?
Gladiators,
yeah. They brought it back. And then The Rock has the Titan games, which is kind of like in the same vein kind of thing. Yeah, and then they had that documentary a couple of years ago about like the behind the scenes of American Gladiators as well.
Yeah, I felt bad for those guys after I was rooting them on all those years, and they were just getting the shit beat out of them. So
yeah, especially Malibu.
Damn,
the worst
happened?
one.
Do I have to watch the documentary? Or
yeah, go watch the documentary. It's on Netflix, man.
See, that's the thing.
You don't have Netflix anymore?
I have Netflix. I just don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's
see. I was just talking at work the other day about the different nostalgia stuff, like drinking Zima back in the 90s. It's terrible, but you had to be cool and drink that terrible Zima. And I was talking to my boss about it, and I was like, the only way to bearably drink that was to put Jolly Ranchers in it. And she kind of said it the exact same time as me, putting Jolly Ranchers into it. So it was kind of funny.
Do you guys remember the sour candies that were look like minerals rocks?
Pop rocks?
They're like tangy, like orange. They had blue raspberry.
No.
They're just like I don't know if it was like in the early 2000s or 90s or whatever.
I'm not talking like lemon heads or anything.
No, they're called apparently right now they're called retro sours because they're bringing them back.
Okay.
But they kind of look like little tiny like rocks ish. They're actually really fucking good.
Okay.
And I used to love those. So I was randomly looking on GoPuff and they said retro sours are back.
Oh. I
So
mean,
that's
like,
nostalgic to me that I'm like, damn, dude, those mints used to be.
Derek and I come from a time where candy was like, you want a cigarette you want a candy that looks like a cigarette, or like a wax bottle that you had to rip off to drink some liquid that was on inside that was not very good.
I had those too.
And then they're like, what's a good way to make a kid like, go hyper? Let's just give him this candied stick that he dips into powdered sugar of different flavors and then pull out and fun dip. And then let's market gum like chewing tobacco.
With like no like long lasting flavor.
No flavor. Like one chew and it was gone.
But that reminds me of there's a very nostalgic movie called Romeo and Juliet from '96. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, yeah.
I just remember that, and that's the kind of movies we missed, No,
I didn't miss
where
it.
where they turn those old school Shakespearean movies or scripts into like Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh, don't call that a Quentin Tarantino movie.
He had like dual guns and shit.
That's what got you?
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're having a pretty good job. And I think, I don't know, I've had a lot of Odd Brothers Craft ciders before. And this one's going to be right up there for me, I think. It's not Sunday Sourdough. So, I mean, I just want to put that on the front street.
Yeah.
Sunday Sour is the best. That's a bad boy there.
I could drink that.
Sunday Sour's my jam.
Yeah, and it's jammy, all right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big. I love key lime pie. I love the graham cracker in this. If I was gonna put any kind of critique into it, I could use a little bit more lime, maybe just a little bit. I think the mouthfeel is good. It's light without being watery. It's just enough dry that I want to keep drinking it. It's just enough acidic that it's not too acidic. I'm not going to have acid reflux with this. Like with some ciders, if you drink them too fast, you just get this acid reflux that goes on. This does not do it. It's got a good color to it. It's very good. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. This is straight into the great, though it is the lowest one of, I think, the ones I've had for Odd Brothers, but that means the lowest one is a 4 out of 5. So that's saying something, listeners. Go out there, if you see Odd Brothers Craft Cider, you like key lime pie, this might be for you, but this is not key lime pie. This is key lime Kyle.
Key lime Kyle. Yeah, so if there's anybody out there like me that doesn't like graham crackers or anything in your drinks, it actually doesn't bother me. At first it did a little bit, but since he says he likes to make things odd, I think that is the oddness of this for me, where I'm like, I wish it wasn't in there, but that's just my own little opinion about it. It doesn't hurt the drink though. I know exactly what he's doing, and I honestly could drink another can of this.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm not hating it. I'm actually liking it more than I thought I would. So I'm going to give it a 4.
Whoop, whoop.
Noise.
Now, you can't rank it or rate it because you're A, not drinking it, and B, you're biased. But I am curious. I might know the answer to this since it's your brother's kind of more of his concoction than yours. But of all your ciders that you've had that you make, where does Key Lime Kyle rank?
I would probably put. Well, if it's the ones we put out in cans, I'd probably put it maybe number 5 of my favorite ciders that we make.
Oh, pretty good. All right. So we're going to move into our first break. We have an ad for our first sponsor. It's the Hop Station, where hopefully sometime in the future that they can start pouring some Odd Brothers here in Mishawaka. Let's hope we can get that, but if not, go check them out.
Looking for a cool craft beer bar? Hop Station Craft Bar has over 30 rotating taps and hundreds of bottles and cans to enjoy. They also do can purchases for carryout. Not a fan of beer? Well, you're in luck because they have a unique cocktail menu as well. So come enjoy the arcade games, dart boards, and the pool table. Oh, did we forget to mention the food? Whether you want street tacos or delicious pizza, you can't go wrong. With the outdoor patio, it won't be hard for you to find the perfect spot to relax. So head down to Hop Station, the #1 craft beer bar in Indiana. You'll find them on 318 Union Street, Mishawaka, Indiana. Yeah. It's gonna drop. 3, 2. Got my backpack, hanging out with backtracks, going on around the that. Hey, hanging out with the odd brother Derek. He's hanging out now. There, I said it, and I'm gonna kick Bruce in the face like Bruce Lee. You can never see me coming at you. I'm Spruce Lee. I'm coming at you sooner than you thought. I'm Roof Lee. I don't know what that means, but I'm motherfucking psyched up, psycho. Do this shit on the high note. I'm going light, no, on the bike boat. Hey. Free for profit, hard, bouncy, trap, tight beat, backpack, optics beats on YouTube. Welcome back. We are back here with Derek, and he is an odd brother.
Which is he the oddest brother?
Probably not. Probably our younger brother who has nothing to do with the business is the oddest one for sure.
Shots fired, younger brother.
He's a weird one, yeah.
That's where they got the name. He's the odd brother, bro. All right, so we got the second beer, cider, I meant.
Yeah, cider.
This is the Odd Brothers Ecto Cider. It's a cider, 6.5% ABV, not available IBU. 3.77 out of 5 average rating. Odd Brothers Craft Cider is a cidery in Homer, Michigan. Style guide says tangerine and orange zest. And the can says, if there's nothing strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Odd Brothers.
If you want something weird that still tastes good, who you gonna call?
Odd Brothers.
Be you. Be odd. Tangerine mimosa style cider.
Is that just a message to your youngest brother?
What's that?
Be you. Be odd.
Nah, it's just kind of a generic. Be weird. Let your freak flag fly, I guess.
It's kind of like one of our favorite breweries is Urban Artifact, and they have in their cans "Be Curious."
Yeah, I love Urban Artifact. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love them too.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan of this can. I used to drink the old IC Ecto coolers, and I'm looking forward to this. It smells good. I smell apples, but I do smell that citrus. Yeah. I smell that citrus definitely. And it's pouring green like Slammer. I'm going to drink that Slammer. Here we go. First sips.
And it's so green, everybody. You can literally see the ooze.
This is good. It's got a similar mouthfeel as the other one. The back end is just that zest. It's very refreshing. It's not too sweet. It's slightly sweeter than the last one, which your marketing lady told us a nice pattern of which ones to drink today, because they would go from driest to sweetest. So we're going to get sweeter as we go through the day. It's not syrupy, which I definitely love. And I still get that little apple at the end, which I'm glad to mix it up, give it that little kind of a punch of apple at the end.
So what would you say is the process for this one, or like what makes it odd?
So we used to get a bunch of requests. There was another company in Michigan that there was a handful in the whole country that did mimosa style ciders. And we kept having restaurants and places ask us if we wanted to make one. Making a dry champagne-y cider and then adding orange juice sounded really boring, so we didn't ever do it. And then one day another one of those self-gratifying things. We were talking about the old Ecto cooler, and that's when we were like, well, let's do a tangerine mimosa style. And this is the only cider that we actually add artificial colors for obvious reasons to style. So yeah, that's it's one we release typically right after the first of the year. It's a big push for it's on tap at a ton of places in Michigan for St. Patrick's Day. But it's also one of those ciders that if it's green on tap, like a green beer is pretty much dead after the 17th of March. This one's too style, and we get requests for it all year long. So but it's typically our spring release.
I like that it's available like all year long because I mean it's not necessarily a St. Patrick's beer.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't scream St. Patrick's Day aside from
all.
the green color.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, you guys kind of, that's a good win to have where it's like, okay, people actually like it enough and it's not just one specific day.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like beers that you'll be like, okay, this is only for this moment, this thing. Like you could also say this is probably like people could get it confused for Halloween, but even then it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
We get a lot of requests for it at Halloween.
Yeah.
Typically we're out of it by then, so we don't do much. But
right. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's the only time I would get it mixed up. But other than that, I could see this being drank all year round.
Oh yeah, this is definite. I mean,
you could switch this out with your mimosas, or you go to a mimosa bar or whatever, and be like, "Hey, give me the OBC,
give me the ecto cooler
cider."
Yeah, we always tell restaurants you're perfect if you've got a hipster brunch place. This was made for a hipster brunch.
Oh, absolutely.
So. Well, let's get down to the nitty and gritty of what makes you, in our next segment, beer flights.
Let's make them cry.
Ooh. Who?
What?
When?
Where?
Why?
And how?
All right, so these are questions where we hit you hard. And that's about it. I mean, we just get to learn who you are.
I'm sorry if you're going to
is.
cry. I'm sorry ahead of time.
We have had people cry. We had to cut the show off and calm them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it.
Oh, yeah. He just rocked us.
All right,
just
man.
Bring it.
Derek, who are you?
Who am I?
Yep. Who are you?
I'm a 41-year-old guy from Michigan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
All right. So he identifies as being 41 and from Michigan. That's all Derek is. Okay, that's the show. And he's got his youngest brother is Odd.
Got the oddest brother ever. Speaking of,
sure.
What is Odd Brothers Cidery for people that do not know? Because we know, but some people do not know.
That's right. They should know.
So we're kind of a small winery in Michigan. Technically, we're a winery. We do all ciders. We don't have a tap house currently. We're in the process of working on that. So everything is distribution at this point. We now pretty much have the entire state of Michigan covered with distributors, working on Wisconsin and hopefully Indiana soon. But Wisconsin's probably going to fall first. But so that and our goal is to have a tap house. Hopefully something. We've got some phases planned for hopefully as early as next year. And we're hoping the tap house is as weird as our other stuff. So we'll continue to be self-gratifying and make a pretty weird but cool place to come. So
we'll be there for you. Don't worry.
I was thinking, since you said you're going to try to get Hop Station, I was thinking Yellow River.
Yeah,
my buddy,
that's Indiana for him.
I know, but my buddy owns this new tap and eatery in Plymouth, and he has a beer wall, self-pour beer wall, and I'm thinking about it. You would be perfect for that fucking wall.
Yeah.
In Plymouth, Indiana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, we're working on talking to some distributors down there. So, and we're pretty close. You guys aren't far from where we are actually.
Right. Yeah.
We're kind of southern Michigan, central Michigan. So.
Yeah, and we have a good friend out of Niles, the Niles Brewing Company, and we always pour for him at a couple events up in Michigan. So maybe if we coordinate, we can pour for you, and help bring some attention to you and some Michigan events.
Yeah, definitely let us know what festivals you'll be at. We'll see if we're crossing over.
And
if you're down in that area, I got to give a quick shout out to in Three Oaks. Stop at P&E Bottle Shop. It's my cousin Ellie and her husband Pat.
Oh,
they've got an awesome
pizza
odd? Place. Is she what?
Is she odd too?
No, I wouldn't say she's odd. She's a sweetheart.
And what would you say? What was the name again?
It's P&E Bottle Shop, and they've got P&E Bottle Shop's on the backside, and Patelli's is the pizza place, and it's legit pizza.
Three Oaks is pretty good. I like Three Oaks.
I like legit pizza.
Yeah, well,
So there's
just
two
like
things
food.
I like. I do. I love food.
I love food. And I love the cider so far. But
I'm like this Ecto guy on the can. You know?
hey, Slammer, he just eating everything.
He loves food too.
Yeah, he does. All right, so where'd you come up with some of your flavors? You know, I really want to know more about like Sunday Sour, and you already told us about Ecto, but you know, the Wanderer and all these things. Just give a little peel behind the curtain here on how you guys are coming up with some of these.
Yeah, so Sunday Sour, that is my favorite. Where I'm a big sour beer fan, and getting a sour ferment on a already low pH apple was quite the trial. So we threw a lot of stuff down the drain trying to get that ferment right. But once we did, we absolutely love it. So the Sunday Sour, obviously, it's got stained glass on it. That's kind of our ode to. We grew up in a Baptist church where communion was not with wine but with grape juice, but we weren't allowed to touch it, so we'd lick our parents' shot glasses every communion. So this was kind of our ode to communion, I guess, and maybe it backfired. They should have let us drink some of the grape juice because now we're making an alcoholic version. But
I think when we first had it on the show, before we even knew anything about you guys, it was just one I picked out to be on the show was the Sunday Sour, and I described it as what Mad Dog 2020 is supposed to taste like good, the good version of Mad Dog.
I would have it at midnight mass.
that can be like a black fruit version, a plum version, midnight mass.
No. We don't want plum. I've never actually had plum.
Plums
so honestly,
are
I
good.
couldn't even say if it's good or not.
Some sugar plums. That's a Christmas flavor.
You know what? Make it more odder. Let's just do fucking purple onions.
He's like, these guys, I'm not having them come to our ride. They're too odd. I thought my youngest brother was odd. These guys are crazy.
He's like, yeah, no, Ryan.
No, the Sunday Sour is the best. I mean, I've had some close ones. Wander, Johnny Appleseed, that's the Midwest staple there, you know. It's perfect.
Yeah, and the Wanderers are fall. It's probably it really is the most basic bitch one we make, even though it's got quite a bit going on with it. We don't make any plain apple ciders that we put in production, mostly because Michigan's full of a lot of good cideries and they all make an apple, and we didn't feel like copying or being needing just a plain apple. We feel like there's quite a bit with the cider that will go the other direction. So
on the show, we thought that would be good warm just as well as cold. Yeah,
we do have places that will put it in pot and kind of serve it as a hot toddy. Sure,
that would be so good. So
we also have some who do a shot glass of Fireball in a pint, and they a lot of places like that.
Doubling down on that cinnamon, huh?
What is wrong?
Doubling it down, yeah.
What is wrong with them? All right, so I was going to ask, what has been, let's say, the oddest one that you guys have?
Like maybe one that you don't make anymore?
Yeah, like, you know, that's just in the past, or maybe you got like thoughts of one in the future, or something you want to do?
I mean, the Ecto's probably out there as far as oddity with the color and everything. Man, what's a weirder one we've done? I mean, we've done a peanut butter and jelly. Actually, we did that with the same sour, so it was a grape sour with peanut butter. That was pretty weird, but I mean, that was back in the farmers market days. We sold out of those pretty quick. And we also, if you've had our Los Dos, our pineapple, we've done a monkey and around version, which is basically that with banana.
Ooh.
That was out there a bit. So,
do you have any ones that you're like kind of on your mind right now, where you're like trying to think, like, man, maybe this would be good?
Developmental stage.
Honestly, we used to with the farmers market. We could make small batch stuff. We had kind of some generic cans that we could test and play with things because we don't have a tap house yet. Mm-hmm. Since we've been in production, you really have to focus more on our core,
like the mass production ones.
Yeah, we say our 8 ciders, or we don't have anything that's super mass production because we keep things rotating throughout the seasons. which helps us on tap lines and stuff. But everybody likes something different. I don't almost ever drink the same, except for I will say I got to bring it back to Urban Artifact. If you guys had their bushel, their apple.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's every year I see that I buy a couple cases of that. So
bushel's pretty good. The one I'm in love with right now is the Cappy Snacks Cincinnati Black Raspberry.
Ooh, I didn't have that one.
It's one of those 6-packs ones. It's so good. It blew the fruit punch version, the Cappy Snacks fruit punch, out of the water. And oh man, that black raspberry is just ooh. I mean, I'm a big fan of the gadget and gyroscope and all the raspberry ones. And this one I don't know, it just does it for me. But they very rarely miss. But when they were on the show with us a long time ago now, they were in like season 2. They told us of some of their misses. They did a Christmas one of blood. It was a chocolate orange that no one liked.
Okay.
So that was always funny to hear about, like the ones that just like, we just can't get this. It just didn't work. But that's also where they came up with the pickle. Christmas pickle was their first pickle beer, and now that's one of their staples. And I hate pickles, but I love their pickle beers because to me it's more cucumbery than it is pickle. So that's where I'm in.
And that's why I love it. It's so good. I mean, I love pickles, but I mean those motherfuckers are really refreshing, honestly. I get the variety pack sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm all about it.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. How you said 2026 is probably close to your tap room, but is there any 2025 news we can spread for our listeners about?
I guess 2025, aside from hopefully hitting another state or two, we do have our variety pack worked out so well that we're doing a fall-winter variety pack. Actually, the art, Benny, we're going back to Benny. He's doing some art for us on that. Our first variety pack was a kind of an 80s, 90s cereal box style, game on the back, prize inside. For the fall winter, we're going to do it's going to have our Wander. It's going to have our Spruce is Loose, which is a cranberry spruce tips. That's a kind of a Christmas cider. It's going to have our Bourbon Barrel Wander, which did really well last year, better than we thought. And then our Fistful of Cherries. So these are all different versions of Johnny Appleseed art. But it's going to be kind of a comic book style box. So, comic book. I guess it'll kind of you'll see it when it does come out. But it'll be comic book front, the 4 cans on the side, all the different Johnny Appleseeds, and
we do a lot of fall festivals where we raise money for charities for pet refuges and stuff in Michigan and Indiana. So maybe I can drive up to Homer and get a couple of those to put in our charity coolers that we raise money for. Because I think absolutely that will go. I think something like that would be really cool.
Absolutely.
Did you guys ever thought about doubling down and not putting them in cans and actually buying like the same kind of pouches that Capri Sun come in and then sell cider that way?
No. In fact, the wine industry does have some pouches that they've went to. But no, everything pops better with that carbonation, so it'd have to be a still cider.
Yeah.
We stick with the cans. Because that the carbonation kind of pops. If everything we do, 2 things we try to stick in that semi-sweet. We want you to be able to drink a whole can and not feel like you got too much sugar. And then the other thing is we kind of have layered flavors. Like we don't ever want you to taste one of our ciders and be like, yeah, that's apple and blueberry. Okay. We like to have it layered. So whether it's the yeast we use, say like our peach, we use a Saison yeast and it's got that nice sweet peach up front and that musky Saison yeast. And then at the end, it's got the black tea, a little bitterness from black tea. So we kind of go for that, a layered feel in all of our ciders.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So before we wrap this up, how close are you guys to opening up the tap room?
Oh man, we've had property. We've got a nice piece of property next to the river and a park in Homer. It's where the mill used to be. There used to be a big mill. We've had that for a few years in our planning, but we really were pushing to get our distribution finished off before we did that. So we're kind of in the process of clearing the land currently. That's yeah. We're hoping to ramp that up here in the next couple months.
Okay.
Perfect. 2026 will be there.
Oh yeah, everybody listening, keep a lookout for
Live show right there.
It's gonna be amazing.
All right, it's time to rank this, Honer. What are we feeling? Tell us everything you liked and disliked.
So I am liking this better than the last one.
Ooh.
This one is juicy. It's delicious. It reminds me of a more bubbly ecto cooler. Obviously, thank you to the cider. But it's good. I don't really have any notes that really kind of make me not want to drink it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Woo! I liked it a little bit better than the last one myself. I think it's very refreshing. It's easy to drink. It's easy on the mouth feel. Again, not overly acidic, not overly sweet. A good balance across the board. I liked it a little bit more. It's going to go up to a 4.25 for me out of 5. And at this rate, we might get a 5-star by the last one, and we just keep going up.
It gets sweeter and sweeter. I already know.
Well, a sweet deal when you can get one is at Niles Brewing Company, and they're our next sponsor.
Do you want to find a hidden gem in the Midwest craft beer scene? If so, your search is over. The Niles Brewing Company is a nano brewery that produces some of the finest craft beer in the Midwest, with several award-winning brews and more to come, thanks to the expertise of master brewer Brandon Townsley. Be sure to check Facebook and Instagram for updates on upcoming events. On Sundays, you can enjoy a delectable brunch collaborated with Jim's Smokin' Cafe from noon to 2 p.m., accompanied by mimosa and Bloody Mary flight specials all day long. The brewery is located in Niles, Michigan, which features a social district downtown where patrons can enjoy their drinks outside on the sidewalk of Niles. For those seeking exceptional food, outstanding beers, and events that offer great company and entertainment, Niles Brewing Company is located at 206 East Main Street, Niles, Michigan, 49120. It is the ideal destination.
Oh yeah, I'm back at it like a crack addict, just playing AA. We don't mess around with that shit, hey. Now I'm hanging out with the boys, drinking all that shit, hanging out with the odd brothers. Oh yeah, man, we hanging out with the odd brothers. Wait, brother, yeah, my brother, missing my brother. Where he at though? Where he at though? Where he at though? Yeah, I'm hopped off that ecto cider. Yeah, got me feeling a little lighter. Free 90s freestyle boom bap beat by Fat Cat Beats on YouTube.
Welcome back. All right, it's my time to bring up the next.
Yes, sir. Just keep that energy going.
Go. Los Dos. Odd Brothers Craft Cider, other fruit, 6.5% ABVs. Most of them are all around the 6.5%. We've had 630 check-ins on Untappd for an average score of 4.02. This one's the highest rated one so far today. The Style Guy says, our local Michigan apples made it run south of the border and brought back some friends. Amigos, apple, pineapple are blended together and sweetened with piloncillo, Mexican brown sugar. It should be pineapple, sweet apple, brown sugar, and crushable, Honer. This one lists it being crushable. All right. So first off, can art
Between my thighs or?
your head.
Oh, okay.
As you throw it down and drink another one. All right. The can art on this one is, of course, pineapple-y like patterns, on the outside in the yellow.
I see.
And then this guy
SpongeBob's house.
is the apples vampire like sucking him dry. Is that what's going on? Are all these
Yes,
apples
it's kind of like apple and pineapples on an acid trip is kind of the.
Yeah, that pineapple's got one eye, but wait, no, he doesn't. He's got 5 more. As he's drinking. All right,
He's melting, bro.
yeah, he's melting. He's melting because he's. All right, smells like apple. I smell a
Did
little
you read
pineapple.
the can yet or no?
It was on the Style Guide.
Oh, okay. Whoa, finally.
I know. Smells really good. Not too much on the nose on the pineapple. Just a little hint.
Oh my fucking.
All right, let's just take like pineapple juice with a little bit of apple at the end.
Bro, it's so good.
But you don't get any of that the fibrosis sometimes you get with, pineapple juice.
Fibrosa.
sometimes they don't strain it as well when you get pineapple juice. So you
You're
still
a
get some.
scientist now?
Yeah, I am. I'm always been
Making up
scientific. Oh,
Yeah, making up words and stuff.
that's not a made up word. It's really easy on the mouthfeel. It's not overly punching you. It's just a full stream, like a proton pack, full stream of flavor.
Bro,
Pineapple and apple.
Yeah, I can really respect the Mexican brown sugar in this. You know?
Yeah, that one really makes this cider totally different. That raw peel and CO is
Holy
super.
crap.
It's a pain in the butt to work with. It's super dark and molassesy, and it gives a real earthiness that works well with the pineapple.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to work with it. I just have to drink it.
All I know is just like that last taste as you pull it across your tongue, you get that sugar without being too much.
Dude, no,
I know it's supposed to be sweeter as we go. I know we're supposed to be getting a little bit sweeter as we can going up here, but I still feel a little bit of the dryness, which is I'm welcoming. I like a little it's not too sweet, and I'm gonna get a little precursor. This is definitely not uncrushable. This is crushable. I do agree with the Untapped Network on this one.
No,
I could really drink this and go right into another one.
Bro, if I put a straw in this bitch and I just drank it, dude,
You would need a little umbrella, right?
True. With like a toothpick on it, whatever.
A toothpick umbrella and right through a big wedge of pineapple.
Now you're speaking.
Yeah.
With like cherries or something on it too.
Sure, something.
I don't know, bro. You know, just
a piece of ham,
like bacon stir fry.
You could probably cook a ham of this.
Well, there you go.
I put this in with a pork butt and do pulled pork. It works well. Yeah,
pork butt,
pork cheek.
Yeah, put some pork cheek too. All right, let's move into our next segment. It's Top Shelf. It's time to reach up on high and get those premium bottles or cans, just like from Odd Brothers.
Top Shelf,
baby.
baby.
Top Shelf. All right, it's time to rank something. And what we going to rank today? It's our top 3 characters from any 80s through 2000s TV or movies. We usually go on a round table, but we're just going to go one person at a time. Give us all 3 of your top 3 and any honorable mentions as you want. As always, we start with our guest. So, Derek, who are your top 3 characters from any 80s or through 90s through the 2000s?
I'll be honest. The first they might not be your standard, but I'm going to go Pee Wee Herman.
Woo!
Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Big parts of my childhood there. And I'll stick a little bit more standard with the last one with Doc Brown from Back to the Future was always
nice.
Was one of my big go-tos.
Oh, absolutely.
Who was number 1 though? Did you give it in 1, 2, 3, or did you just kind of like mix it up? Who?
I'll be honest with you. The first one that came, it was Pee Wee Herman. Yeah. It was actually my last name is Sherman, so my baseball jersey in Little League was Pee Wee Sherman on the back of it, and that happened to be the year he got caught in the movie theater. So, yeah, but
that's all right.
We all remember that.
Yep. All right. So, Honer, what are your top 3?
I'm gonna go ahead and say, Bruce, go ahead and go first.
Me? Okay. This is, let's see, my honorable mention is going to be a bad guy from a TV show. I'm going to take Spike. From Buffy, from the 90s. I liked him more as the bad guy before he became good. He's my honorable mention as a character. There's a big character arc there with him. And so that's my honorable mention. All right. My number 1 is MacGyver. I love MacGyver from the 80s, early 90s there a little bit. My number 2 is going to be, it's early 80s, but he's from the 80s team. It's not Face Man, not B.A. Baracus, it's Hannibal. I love it when a good plan comes together. He's always got the plan. Somehow he can dupe all these military organizations, gangs, anything without firing a shot that would actually hit anyone. That's right. If you watch that TV show, no one ever gets shot, but there's guns everywhere.
Hell yeah.
And then number 3 is Nick from New Girl. I'm gonna go with a new 2000s here. That's just Midwest me, you know. Crazy conspiracy theories can make something called, in air quotes, a sauce that everyone loves, but it's just this blind food that you don't know what's really in it, but it just tastes good, and you just don't want to learn what's in it. It's just like, just give me more of that sauce. So, and I'm a little bit crazy, you know, on there. So we got Nick from New Girl, we got Hannibal from 18, and my number 1 is MacGyver. All right, my friend Honer, what do you got here?
Damn, so you went straight into like the 2000 something. I was thinking nostalgic for this, just because I couldn't think of anybody.
I said the 2000s.
Well, I'm gonna say one of my favorite characters. We'll say number 1. Nope, we're not doing number 1 yet. My honorable mention would be freaking what's his face from Baby's Day Out. It was just the baby.
The baby.
The baby was like one of my favorite characters.
His character, okay.
Like when I growing up, I could not stop watching that movie. I even had the little book. Like, I don't know, that has just stuck with me forever.
I guess so.
But I want to
show. Is it
show.
because you have a baby now?
Well, yeah, because I want to show him too. I'm like, this was my favorite movie back then. I got to show him. So for right now, it just popped in my head that the baby from Baby's Day Out. Then we got number 3. We'll just say it. It's Dennis the Menace.
Oh, like the 1960s. The Dairy Queen Dennis the Menace, the cartoon.
No, the one that had the neighbor and then the guy eating the beans, the homeless guy eating the beans.
Oh, the movies. Okay.
The movie.
Okay.
Whoever played that, I always thought Dennis the Menace was like such a badass because I was like, man, you're cool. I'm a kid. You're a kid, but you're doing stuff that kids shouldn't do, but it's so cool.
And getting away with it because he's so precocious.
Yeah. Number 2. You know what? I guess we'll stick with we'll go modern. My number 2 would have to be screw it. We'll say Michael Scott. He was one of my favorites. As I was older, I'm watching this dude just freaking be hilarious, be stupid, whatever. It's not one of my favorite shows. I honestly can't go back and watch it all the time.
Yeah, I like Parks and Rec more than The Office.
So do
I get what you're saying.
I love Michael Scott, but I can't go back and like watch an episode because I'm like, man, this is not as good as like I was. Like, you can't make yourself go through it again. There's some episodes,
can with Parks and Rec.
Yeah. But there's some episodes in The Office where you're like, okay, I can, but I can't. Whatever. So number 1, I'm gonna have to say, we'll say Matt Smith for Doctor Who.
Ooh, I thought about putting the Doctor on there.
Yeah, that's my boy. It was a toss up between him, Peter, or freaking David Tennant, obviously, but Matt Smith, he's got my heart with the Doctor Who.
All right, what did you think of our list? Did you think any of those would have been on your list anywhere, or do you think that we are crazy?
Yeah, I'm a big Office fan, so Michael Scott always a good spot. I did one more honorable mention. I'll have to say is I'm a huge Community fan, so Abed is maybe one of the best characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you watched him on Mythic Quest?
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
he's a totally different character, but he's the same.
Yeah. He's still kind of sarcastic, but just, not as nerdy or not, whatever.
I like Troy just a little bit more on that. But, yeah, I love Community. And from what I hear, they're getting closer and getting that last movie that they keep saying for 6 seasons in a movie. They're getting closer to getting that done. So,
I hope so.
I hope so, too. So, all right, we're 2-parting this. So the second part we won't ask yet until the next beer because we have an extra beer. We normally do 3. We're doing 4 ciders today. So it's time to really critique and put up against the waterboard of ciders. What is Los Dos? I'm going to hit it off first here. It's a 4.5. Again, it's keep going up on me. I love it. It's great. It's a great balance all the way. I can't say the same thing. All the mouthfeels have been good, and none of the problems that you find with a lot of ciders is they give you that acid reflux, and this is definitely not doing it. Again, I do agree this is crushable, and I feel like I would enjoy this even more. This could be a 5-star banger if we had this in July. I feel like if it's hot and sweater out, you're coming off having, mowing the lawn, or you're sitting out by the pool or on the beach, I think this is a brilliant ticket And yes, I would put Honer's umbrella, a toothpick of pineapple into it and make it a mixer. I think this would mix well with stuff too.
I wouldn't want to ruin it with alcoholic, anything like that, like vodka, nothing.
That's you.
I know, but I'm just saying for me, this is so fucking perfect. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5.
5-star
Nice.
Bro, this is so good. I don't usually like, sometimes tropical beers or ciders can be too much, too sweet, too sugary, but this is the perfect blend of all of it. I don't even know what's in it. I totally forgot. All I know is it's pineapple goodness. And it's like an alcoholic cocktail with the pineapple juice, but it doesn't hit as hard as if you did actually put alcohol in it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and this there's a reason this is our only year-round cider that we make, and it doesn't matter if it's winter. It hits you different in the summer, obviously when it's nice and hot, but it's popular all year round.
Yeah, I can see
that.
that.
Everyone can wrap their minds around pineapple and cider. So.
Oh, absolutely.
So we've asked you before on the other ones, what got your guys' gears turning to produce this one? What was the story on that one?
We started off playing with a Tepache style cider. So Tepache being pineapple piloncillo. Typically, it's just slightly fermented, kind of on your counter. It's a little more traditional down in Mexico, obviously. So that's what we were playing with. We've played with different versions. Obviously, I said we made one with banana. Our very early days, this one had some coconut, but once we got it down, the piloncillo, the layers that the piloncillo and pineapple gave, with a nice little appley anyway,
yeah,
really worked better, and it was almost too much to have any other ingredients in it.
Dude, to give you a live reaction of what I was doing, so while you guys were all talking, my buddy talked to me on Snapchat as I was drinking this, and Bruce was talking, so I don't really have to listen.
Yeah.
He goes, "Is that the best or what?" I said, "Yes." Oh my god, bro. Bro. Bro.
That's a lot of bros.
Bro. Hermano, it's amazing.
How many of those were odd bros?
All of them.
Oh.
And I was telling him, I was like, dude, you need to freaking try it because it's one of the best ciders.
I mean, it's really great. Sunday Sour is still king for me.
Yeah, that's you.
Ooh,
and
okay.
And it's always going to be you.
Ooh, okay. All right. So now we're going to transition over to our next one for Top Shelf Part 2. We got Super Soft Birthday. Honer, hit us with those details.
Super Soft Birthday, just like Bruce. Odd Brothers Craft Cider, cider sweet, 6.5% ABV, now available IBU. 205 check-ins, 3.98 out of 5. Odd Brothers Craft Cider, Cidery, Homer, Michigan. You know it. Style Guide says, want to come to a Super Soft Birthday? We've got build your own cupcake stations and a boy band karaoke. We've also got a cider blended with sweet cherry and marshmallows fluff. Change out your barn clothes, grab a pack of darts, and come up on the laneway.
Is the tap room going to have dartboards and birthday parties like this?
So do you guys, if you don't watch Letterkenny, this is kind of a little more of a Letterkenny. So yeah, darts or cigarettes.
That's what I was kind of thinking of when I saw the barn clothes. And the clothes on the freaking can is Letterkenny. The guy's always got that mechanic suit on.
Yeah, the overalls, yeah.
Yeah, that's a dairy. Yeah.
All right, first thing I definitely smell the marshmallow fluff. I don't smell any cherries, but maybe I'll taste them. Here we go. Ooh. Very.
So this is probably the sweetest cider we make. It's overindulgently sweet for the 2 style, I guess, for the Super Soft Birthday. But
this kind of tastes like a marshmallow cherry, like glaze made liquid form. It's sweet. It's not too sweet though. It's right on the edge. It gets close again on there. Mm-hmm. At the end, I get a little bit of that tart cherry, which I like it, but it's not medicine cherry, which is a problem sometimes when you have cherries in certain drinks. For me,
that's true.
I don't get that. This
This
tastes
tastes like
like
a-
fruit. This tastes like the cherry, the fruit.
It tastes like what you would have like on a dessert, that cherry, like mixed with a little bit of the vanilla or whipped cream.
yeah,
that's what
the
that
definitely marshmallow.
Yeah, that's what flavor I'm getting for that cherry.
Almost.
Yeah, it's not a fake. It's a good sweet cherry juice. So
It almost is like cheesecake esque.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah, like right on top. That cherry just chilling on top. You're eating the top of it. I'm saying top a lot.
Top a lot.
So in the picture, is that you and your brother?
it is. Yep.
Are you in the overalls or are you in the red flannel?
I'm in the flannel. Dusty's got the dairy jumpsuit on with the big boa.
I love it. That's so fucking awesome.
All right, so we've sampled this next one, but now it's part 2 of Top Shelf. We're going to build an epic crossover. I don't care if it's a TV show or a movie from the 80s, the 90s, the nows. I don't give a shit. But I want you to bring 3 franchises together and kind of give a rough outline of what's happening, like in this crossover. Back in the day, Derek, you and I know more than Honer does. They used to build up to having these crossovers on TV shows and things like that. Man, they had actors from different networks battling each other in like track and field events and shit. Battle the network stars for crossovers just on that level, just the actors and actresses themselves. So let's build our own here. I'm going to let you go first, my friend, up in Homer, Michigan. Derek, what's your crossover look like?
All right, so my crossover is actually a little bit of they kind of 2 different inspirations. So I'll take Rick and Morty,
Ooh.
and kind of the inspiration for Rick, which was Doc Brown.
Yeah.
So yeah, Doc Brown, and then I'm not gonna go TV or movie. I'm gonna go with it's a Terry Pratchett book called Mort. It's who the Mort character was actually somewhat based on.
Okay.
Kind of he's got to be an apprentice to the Grim Reaper. But that's kind of who Mort. So I would love to see a crossover with Rick and Morty, with actual Doc Brown and the Mort character from the book Mort.
I really feel that would definitely work, because especially when you get Rick and Morty, the TV show incestual relationship of having multiples inversing on that, the meta version of it, that having Doc Brown there because they already have like the Council of Ricks and stuff like that, a Council of Mortys and stuff. So just having like a throwaway, even if it's more than a throwaway line, where they would just be like, "Oh, we don't count the Doc Browns," like they acknowledge it, but they're like, "We don't count those guys." But it would be very funny. Honer, do you want to go up next? Or you want me to go next?
You know what, man? Fuck it, I'll go.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking the Winchesters from Supernatural.
Okay, Supernatural.
We got Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
And we got Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Okay, what's tight as in? How you doing this?
So basically, they all go on to like a witch hunt, whatever. And then all of a sudden, these portals start opening up. And then the Winchesters get pulled in. Not Winchester, sorry. Doctor Who randomly gets timey-wimey pulled in.
Timey-wimey,
blah,
okay.
blah, blah. They end up in the hometown of Courage, the Cowardly Dog. And Courage is there. They're trying to save Nowhere. And they just have rifts of these demons of hell. You got angels turned bad. You got Leviathans. You got all these motherfuckers coming out, right? But there's one way to stop them. I don't know what it is. There's this artifact, right? They got to find it. And of course, it has to be underneath Courage's house. So they get down there, they find it, but the Winchesters and the doctor doesn't have a sonic driver. So they're all fucked, right? They're captured. They always get captured. They somehow get always stunned. Courage has to build up that and save the day.
Save the day.
And he gets that artifact, and he is able to shut those portals down.
Nice.
But not before he stabs a Leviathan in the throat.
Okay. To really demonstrate the courage, because he can attack.
He overpowered it, and he has blood all over him. He looks like a badass. It's raining like Evil Dead.
It's not in cartoon land. No, it's live action.
He's live action. He looks live enough, and it's just pouring all over him.
So it's
and
not
he
like when
stabs the
Supernatural did the Scooby-Doo crossover where they were animated.
No, because most of the
animated's coming live action.
Yes, because most of the people are live, and Courage is the only one that's not, right? So it makes more sense for him to be in that live action.
Though I would think there would be a funny line if Doctor Who came into a cartoon and be like, "Hey, I'm cartoon." Like he could get away with saying like, "Wow, I'm a cartoon now," and this just be funny.
And it'd be called the Supernatural Couragely Who.
Wow, let's workshop that. All right, my epic crossover. There's a hostage situation going on in a Chicago hospital. We got ER, and the cop on duty who's just sitting there is Carl Winslow from Family Matters. But you might not know this. There's a theory going on out there that Carl Winslow used to work in L.A. and he met his new best friend at the Nakatomi Plaza when Die Hard happened. He moved to Chicago to get away from John McClane, but he needs to call John to help him this hostage situation at the ER in ER. So we have John McClane, Carl Winslow from Family Matters with Steve Urkel, of course, going to help in the worst way possible, and the doctors of George Clooney, Noah Wiley, and Juliana Margulies, all in Chicago. We got the epic crossover of ER, Die Hard, and Family Matters.
Oh my god! I honestly thought you were going to say The Pit. That's where
that's
I thought
Pittsburgh, dummy.
I know, but when you started talking about the hospitals, ER, I was like, oh,
this motherfucker's gonna bring in The Pit because it's so good. Derek, if you haven't watched The Pit on HBO, you need to go do it. It's awesome.
I have not. Okay, I'll check it out.
So take ER, but mix it with 24. Do you remember 24 on Fox?
Yep.
Every episode in The Pit is 1 hour in the ER. So the whole season is a 15-hour shift.
Okay.
So
all right, I'll check it out.
It's on HBO Max. It's really good. I told Honer about it, and he was like semi-skeptical about it. And then I got a random text like a week later. It's like, The Pit's so good, Bruce.
It's honestly my favorite show of the year on it so far. It's so good.
It's saying something. He watched a lot of TV.
I do.
All right.
Hold on. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not. Sorry to take up more time, but Noah Wiley. I stumbled upon a movie of his.
The Librarian?
Yes, on LGTV.
All right.
I just randomly threw it on, but I didn't watch it all.
3 movies and there's 3 movies and 5 seasons of a TV show.
Oh my god!
And the TV show just got rebooted.
Oh my god!
So you're in luck, my friend.
Oh my god! All I saw was a little bit of the first movie, and I thought it was funny.
Spear of Destiny is the first one, and then
what the fuck?
I forget what the second one is called. The third one's called the Judas Chalice, and then there's the TV show The Librarians.
That is wild. I didn't know he had a job after ER, you know?
Well, and then have you not seen the sci-fi epic Falling Skies when aliens invade?
Oh, is he the main guy?
He's the main guy in that.
I have not. I honestly thought he was just burnt out after ER. And then
he just disappeared and came back.
And then he came back at The Pit.
Oh, man, The Librarian. People love that show. I mean, I love it. It's good. It's because it's...
Is it like your favorite guy, the Durden?
What?
Your guy that hunts random shit, angels, ghosts, Henry Durden, whatever his name is.
Harry Dresden?
Yes.
No, because he plays his version of the Librarian is a little bumbling, right? He's just super smart, but he doesn't know how to really do things at the same time, and he grows.
Does he fight like ancient things?
He does. Okay. He has Excalibur and a whole bunch of things.
I had a feeling that's exactly what it was about, but I did not get that far into it to find out. Damn it.
But the show is very
toned down.
It knows that it's being campy on purpose.
Okay, that's fine.
Right?
That's why
it's very Evil Dead in a way, right? With the campiness, So
speaking of Evil Dead, so those creators,
yes, it's Sam Raimi and
Campbell.
Yep.
The Intruder. Did you see that one?
No, I have not.
You've never seen that?
No.
So we have Shudder. It's not a Shudder movie.
It's a Hulu thing, so everyone has Shudder if you have Hulu.
No, you don't.
Yep.
It's not on there.
Yes, it is.
I promise. Then, so The Intruder is a movie by Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi.
Okay.
And it's about this late night, midnight shift grocery store that gets like an intruder starts killing them.
Oh,
It's actually really cool.
okay.
I watched it the other day and I'm like, wow, that's actually awesome.
Derek, are we overwhelming you with this stuff? Do you want to chime in on anything?
No, I feel like you got to give me a list of things I need to watch now.
Oh, we definitely can do that.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
If I give you, Honer, your number, you're going to have text messages up the wazoo about, hey, have you thought about this show?
No, Wiley.
And then when we come, next time we come out to your tap house for a live show, we're going to be like, hey, have you caught up on this? Have you caught up on that? You better be prepared.
He'll have new cans of like just all these, the librarian on there. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Supernatural.
Yeah, let's see. Let's quickly just make off the top of your head, make a cider and see if he makes it. I want a dragon fruit cider, and I would like it to be called Worms with a U.
Damn.
Okay.
I would do shit. You can't just do dessert with cider.
I mean, we're having essentially a dessert cider right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like chocolate. I was thinking like a dirt pudding cider.
All right.
That'd be hard.
I mean, we got some odd guys here. They might find a way of doing it. Dirt pudding.
And it's going to be called
Oreos and marshmallow, whipped cream, Oreos, vanilla.
And it's going to be called Worms with an O.
And then the apple. Gummy worms.
No, just Worms, bitch. All right, that's all I got, man.
Okay. So we had a really good thing. And what another really good place to go is a Vinyl Tap and Table right here in Mishawaka, 117 South Main Street. They have some of the best burgers, the best fries, beer cheese, and the whole place has got playing great album music. They have live shows all the time. They have things like their wings, so good. Those wings are so fire. Tennessee whiskey burgers. I'm a big fan of these giant cheese curds they deep fry. Go check them out. You need to drop the needle while you're there and start a tab at a Vinyl Tap and Table. They're a special sponsor of us. What's up, guys? All right, what is all the social medias for our Odd Brothers? Where can we find you? Where can we tell our listeners to get you? I know we got birthday soft from Tavor, but what other places we can get your delectable brews?
So currently on Tavor, we do sell stuff on Tavor. We do sell stuff. We ship to 42 or 43 different states through our website, oddbrothercider.com. Otherwise, currently we are distributed all across Michigan, and sounds like we're going to be working our way as quick as we can down to Indiana, and hopefully Wisconsin pretty soon. So,
Honer, we almost forgot this part, but we need to rank this one. So I'll go first. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I like it for exactly what it is. If you were ready for a sweet, like a sweet cider, dessert style, I don't know if I can have 2 cans in a row of this. That's not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is a treat in a can. You don't need any more than this.
Yeah.
If you're a cherry lover, it's not municipal at all. It doesn't taste like medicine. It's got that marshmallow fluff sweetness, but it's not too much.
Cherry.
Yep. And then a little bit of cherry. It's like a glaze on a really good dessert. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Damn. So I'm not going to give it that high. I mean, I like dessert. I'm not really too much of a dessert guy, right? So then when I was talking about the dessert cherry of it all, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's still good enough to try. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.75.
Still really good.
It is really good. I would have another can, if somebody handed it to me, but I would honestly go around that can and get the pineapple.
All right, everybody. If you don't know where you can get Odd Brothers, make sure you hit them up on their social medias. I know they're on Instagram. I believe you're on Facebook. I think you're on everything, aren't you?
Yeah, Meg keeps us on everything. And then oddbrothercider.com will give you a stockist list across the state of Michigan, and you can buy ciders on there as well.
And of course, soon than later, you'll have a tap room, and you will be riding up into Homer, Michigan, and getting it right off the tap. All right, everybody. We want to thank you. We're gonna end the day, but do you have anything you want to shout out? Or you want to say to our listeners?
Man, you got the wrong person for that. Just we appreciate being on here. Yeah, we'd love to try us out, see what you think.
And we like to appreciate people too. You can support the show best by being a premium subscriber. You click on the link on our show notes, and you give us $5 a month that we use to buy the beers for the show. You guys have best friends that you would go into a bar and be like, "Hey, can I get me a beer?" Yeah. How much a beer is? $5, $6, $7 anymore? That's a way you can do it for us. Be a premium subscriber, just like these people.
Sylvia Town,
Snadaman,
and Skyler.
These are the ones that we're shouting out this time. You could be shouted out too. And if you make it 12 months in a row as a premium subscriber, you get an exclusive t-shirt that's not available in our merch store, not available anywhere other than those who are premium subscribers, just for being there. We support you. We love you. And thanks for supporting us. All right, Honer, let's wrap us out.
All right. Thank you for coming in, Derek. We love you.
We love you, man. We love you.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, so here we go. This is vintage retro 80s synthwave vapor whatever. Benny Alexander on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm in the 80s, now I'm flying around in the motherfucking station, and I'm doing what I can when I do it, man. I love what I do when I do it. Now I'm flying around in the space station, man, and I'm running around. Oh man, I jumped out the plane, now I'm going around, and I'm jumping in the sky, now I'm flying it down, and now I'm going so fast all the way to the ground, and I don't know how to stop. Please, somebody stop me. I don't have a parachute, somebody stop me. I wish there was a parody, but I'm not kidding.
When someone asks you if you're a guy, you say yes.
I'm so close to the ground now that I think I might die twice times now, but I'm gonna go faster. Oh, can't wait to die, cause I can't make it fast enough. I'm about to go skydive. Hey, hey. The ground's getting closer, going closer. And I died. I don't know.
Oh, he's dead?
I died at the end of that.
Okay. Everybody, stay sexy.
Stay sexy, everybody. Thank you.